Welcome back to Celeb Knock. Hang on, did we just witness the most jaw-dropping moment in love and hip-hop Atlanta history? I mean, we're talking about an explosive situation so ridiculous, it might make even the most seasoned reality TV fans go, wait, WH80. The drama we've been waiting for finally hit the fan, and it wasn't pretty. Rasheeda and Yandy, closest friends, partners in crime, virtually sisters in the limelight, are now at war. Yep, you heard that right. The same duo that graced the red carpet like royalty, showing off their BFF dreams for the world to see, have entirely changed the script. And let me tell you, when they went head-to-head at that supper, all hell broke loose. So, what went down? Was it a simple misunderstanding? Or was this betrayal years in the making? We've got a tale of backstabbing, secrets, and a dramatic confrontation that had everyone wondering, how did these two queens end up ready to throw hands? And the craziest thing, we've had inside sources who suggest there was more than just a heated dispute at play. Leaked footage, secret texts. Yeah, we're going deep into the problem that might have ruined everything for them. The issue is, will this disagreement be the final nail in the coffin for their friendship? Or is there still chance for a reunion? Spoiler alert, I'm sure you won't see this storyline twist coming. Stay tuned, for the scandal is far from done. Before we get into the real drama, let's take a brief trip down memory lane, because trust me, the history between Rasheeda and Yandy plays a big role in the shocking events that unfolded. These two were nearly intertwined, like peanut butter and jelly if I'm being honest. The world watched as they slayed red carpets together, posted endless photographs of their luxurious lives, and gave us all enormous friendship goals. They were the ultimate dynamic combo on Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, solidifying themselves as the indisputable queens of the program. But like all fairy tales, this one was sure to have a nasty twist. It all started when the two seemingly flawless best friends began to exhibit flaws in their carefully manufactured image. Now, don't get me wrong, we all noticed the small indications, the subtle tightness behind the smiles, the unspoken comments shared in interviews, but nobody, and I mean nobody, expected what occurred next. It was as if the world had said, okay, let's throw in some real-life betrayal, spice things up a bit. So, how did things go from best friends forever to a dramatic clash that had everyone talking? Well, it all boiled down to power, jealousy, and an apparent craving for attention. And let's not forget reality TV thrives on drama. The bigger the spectacle, the better the ratings. But this wasn't your usual stage TV drama. Oh no, this was personal. Rasheeda and Yandy had been through so much together, battles in their careers, public feuds with other stars, and a whole bunch of ups and downs. But somewhere along the way, one of them decided that playing by the rules was. So last season, who began the tension first? Was it Rasheeda, who felt overshadowed by Yandy's increasing star? Or was it Yandy, who was tired of continuously being the second fiddle to Rasheeda's more established career? Let's be truthful, we've all seen that one individual that thinks like they deserve more. They get frustrated, they start conspiring behind the scenes, and next thing you know, bam, you got the makings of an all-out betrayal. The whispers started getting louder. Yandy was apparently spotted with people that didn't quite mix well with Rasheeda's group, and Rasheeda's fans started to notice some unusual alterations in her behavior. Something was off, and let's not overlook the business side of things. In the world of entertainment, relationships are constantly shifting, and when great money is on the table, friendships frequently take a back seat. Could it be that Yandy's goals were outgrowing her friendship with Rasheeda? Could it be that Rasheeda, having built her kingdom, wasn't willing to share the spotlight anymore? And then we get to the key moment that changed everything. The secret plot. Yes, you read that properly. According to a few unnamed insiders close to the case, Yandy was supposedly involved in a scheme that Rasheeda never saw coming. Now, we can't say for sure if Yandy was out there doing the most, or if this was just a typical example of miscommunication. But one thing's for certain, Rasheeda was not having it. Rumor has it that Yandy made movements behind the scenes that harmed Rasheeda's career, and if we know anything about Rasheeda, it's that she's not the one to let it slip. If you interfere with her hustle, you're messing with her legacy. And that's exactly what it felt like Yandy did. Leaked allegations stated that Yandy was purportedly seen chatting to people who were bad-mouthing Rasheeda's business ventures. Now, we can't corroborate these reports, but the supposition alone was enough to turn heads. But you want to know what actually contributed fuel to the flames? The fans. You see, when there's no concrete proof of treachery, people love to speculate, and boy, did they speculate. Fans started drawing links, putting two and two together, and suddenly, the internet was on fire. Was Yandy trying to sabotage Rasheeda? Was she preparing a takeover of her friend's career? Or was it merely a case of mistaken intentions? Either way, the seeds of suspicion were set, and the relationship would never be the same. And if you think that was the worst of it, hold your horses, because things were about to get so much worse. Now let's fast forward to the moment that we all knew was coming, the showdown. The moment that would forever be inscribed in reality TV history. The true drama started over a cast dinner. And no, this wasn't simply a casual meal when everyone was ex-pleasantries. Oh no! This was Rasheeda versus Yandy, and the tension was intense. As they sat there, surrounded by the rest of the actors, the talk swiftly moved from courteous to explosive. Rasheeda, evidently fed up with the unending turmoil, finally faced Yandy face to face. "How long have you been planning behind my back?" she supposedly said. The air was thick with wrath. And let's be clear, when Rasheeda gets upset, she doesn't hold back. You could see the rage in her eyes as she slapped her cup down on the table, demanding answers. The entire room fell silent as everyone waited to see how Yandy would react. Yandy, ever the queen of keeping her cool, wasn't about to let Rasheeda get the best of her. In true Yandy fashion, she snapped back, "You're not as innocent as you believe. You've got your own skeletons in the closet." And just like that, bang, the gloves were off. The scenario went from tight to next level. Chairs scraped across the floor, shouting got louder, and just when you thought the drama was going to cool off, Rasheeda pushed Yandy. What followed next? You guessed it, an all-out brawl. I'm talking about punches thrown, wigs flying, and the entire dinner spiraling out of control. Security had to hurry in to break things up, but by then it was too late. The damage had already been done. Yandy's wig was half tilted, Rasheeda's mic was flying across the room, and the whole world was watching. Dotto say that this was the most dramatic moment in love and hip-hop Atlanta history would be an understatement. It was insane. The kind of moment that made you want to yell at your screen. This is actual reality TV. Now, the drama didn't finish there. You think the fight was shocking? That was just the beginning of the fallout. The fans, of course, had opinions. And when I say opinions, I mean people went wild on social media. Twitter blew up with hashtags like hashtag Team Rasheeda and hashtag Team Yandy, with individuals selecting sides. Some fans were heartbroken that their favorite dynamic combination had crumbled, while others were here for the turmoil. The story was everywhere on Instagram, Twitter, Reddit, and of course, the paparazzi couldn't get enough of it. The media had a great day too. Headlines screamed, Rasheeda and Yandy's bond ruined in stunning brawl. And who's truly to blame for the love and hip-hop feud? The drama was bigger beyond anything the show had ever witnessed. And you can know that the producers of Love and Hip Hop Atlanta were sitting back with a big grin on their faces. This wasn't simply another plot. This was the kind of reality TV treasure that everyone was tuning in for. But the real question was, what now? Could these two ever heal their shattered friendship? Or was it beyond repair? Alright, if you thought the drama finished with a shocking dinner brawl, oh honey, you're in for a crazy trip. The aftermath of the intense fight wasn't just confined to the dining table. It developed into a full-blown media frenzy. And trust me, this is where things become even wilder. The aftermath of Rasheeda and Yandy's spectacular battle has fans and celebrities alike buzzing with thoughts, hypotheses, and predictions for the future of their careers. But if you believe the world would simply go on, think again. The backlash was just beginning, and it was ugly. So, what occurred after that memorable night when Rasheeda smashed her glass on the table and Yandy got that wig knocked out of place? Well, the reactions were immediate, and let's just say no one could stop talking about it. The next several days saw the tabloids explode with every kind of speculation, from claimed hidden messages in Rasheeda's and Yandy's social media posts to crazy assumptions about what really went down in those vital hours before the fight. Everyone, from fans to industry experts, gave their thoughts on the situation. But first, let's talk about the public reactions, because believe me, they were priceless. Fans were utterly divided. Some were upset because couldn't believe that two strong women who had been through so much together could let it all break apart over something so petty. We can't believe Rasheeda would do this. She was always the one holding everything down, being the mature. And if you think the fans were merely chatting about this on Twitter, you couldn't be more wrong. Even other celebrities started jumping in, with some taking sides. And when celebrities get involved, things just become messier. You have folks like Michelle, who's no stranger to turmoil, tweeting out cryptic things about devotion and treachery. Meanwhile, Tamar Braxton, always the one to voice her views, blasted out a tweet that many believed was intended at the controversy. Sometimes you have to sever ties with people who don't have your best interests at heart. Was that about Rasheeda and Yandy? Who knows? But the time was too perfect to overlook. Now let's talk about what everyone was actually wondering. How is this going to damage their careers? After all, the brawl was more than just a public display. It was a career-defining moment for both women. In the world of reality TV, events like this can make or break a celebrity, and it was uncertain how the impact would affect either of them. For Rasheeda, things were hard. Sure, she was always the fan favorite, the business magnate, the established queen, but the conflict had left a bitter taste in the mouths of some of her fans. Was she acting out of wrath and frustration, or had she been storing hatred for far too long? If she lost the backing of her fan following, it might have major ramifications for her enterprises. You see, Rasheeda doesn't just make money from her love and hip-hop appearances. She has her own store, various enterprises, and an entire line of cosmetics. So the last thing she needed was unfavorable press. And even though she had every right to stand up for herself, the optics weren't nice. Was she too quick to react in anger? Would this be the beginning of the end for her? On the other hand, Yandy's career could take a significant impact as well. Despite being one of the primary faces of love and hip-hop Atlanta, her image took a serious blow. After the incident, fans of the program were eager to call her out for being disloyal and deceptive. And in the realm of reality TV, that's a big issue. Could she recover? Absolutely. But it would require some substantial damage control. Maybe an apology to Rasheeda. Maybe a public statement explaining how it was all blown out of proportion. But here's the kicker: will anyone believe her? The mistrust surrounding her intentions was evident, and if she didn't address the rumors head on, she may very well be written off as the villain in this narrative. After all, in the realm of reality TV, if you don't play the game well, the audience will turn on you in an instant. And what about the future of their friendship? Well, at this point, it looked unlikely that things would be patched up anytime soon. You can't just go back to being best buddies after that type of public humiliation. And even if there were hints of prospective reunion, no one was holding their breath. The trust had been broken, the treachery had been made plain, and with both women's egos at risk, a true discourse appeared nigh impossible. Now, the dust has barely settled from that tumultuous dinner altercation between Rasheeda and Yandy. But make no mistake, the long-term fallout is just starting to emerge, and it's going to be much worse than anyone predicted. When a public fight like this arises, there are always some who say, "Oh, it'll blow over." But let's face it, this isn't one of those circumstances. This is one of those times where a single public altercation might have tremendous implications that resound through both women's professions, relationships, and future opportunities. So what happens next? Let's dig into the stormy waters of their careers and the explosive consequences that could arise from this now iconic altercation. First off, the reputation of both Rasheeda and Yandy has been tarnished beyond repair for many fans and industry insiders. The hashtag loyalty is everything hashtag was trending for weeks. But it wasn't just about commitment to each other, it was about loyalty to their viewers and the show. Rasheeda, the formerly formidable business magnate and fan favorite, now faces the dark side of fame, the criticism of her behavior. Sure, many were quick to defend her at first, saying she was merely sticking up for herself. But that initial surge of support began to thin when the details of her connection with Yandy came to light. Was she too eager to lash out? Could she have handled the matter more maturely? These are questions that are now being raised at every move, and unfortunately, no amount of damage control will take back that original conflict. Rasheeda's reputation was based on her portrayal as the mature, level-headed actress who juggled family, business, and celebrity, but this new side of her isn't as lovely. And let's talk about Yandy's image, shall we? Oh, Yandy. She went from being the golden girl of love and hip-hop Atlanta to the villain in this drama in the blink of an eye. After the battle, many supporters went on Yandy like a pack of wolves. People were saying things like, "I never trusted her and now I see why." The allegations of her being shady were no longer just rumors, but were now fact in the eyes of many fans. But here's the thing, Yandy's been through this before. She's no stranger to public controversy, and she's managed to come out the other side stronger each time. So might this be another setback that she'll bounce back from? Absolutely. Yandy's no newbie when it comes to maintaining her image. But will she be able to convince her faithful admirers that she's not the backstabber? People are calling her. That's the million-dollar question. And right now, the jury's still out. So, do you feel this is just another love and hip-hop spectacle? Or is the consequences truly as serious as it looks? Drop your opinions in the comments below, because we need to hear what you think about this unusual situation. And hey, if you haven't already, make sure you press that subscribe button. We're covering the latest drama, gossip, and controversies as they unfold, and trust me, you won't want to miss any of it. Turn on your notifications so you're the first to know when we unleash the next jaw-dropping tale. Don't forget to like this video if you're liking the drama, and share it with your friends who need to know what's really going on with Rasheeda and Yandy. After all, we're here to deliver you the truth, no matter how filthy it gets. Stay tuned, and I'll see you in the next one, where we'll break down even more surprising news. You don't want to miss the next one. Bye.